Welcome back. In this video, we are going to implement pagination in our project. So if you look at what we have, the finished one, this is what we call pagination. Cool. So let's go ahead and implement it inside our project. Cool. So we're going to use pagination from Material UI. So let's go to materialui-ui.com and let's search for pagination. And let's look at how it's been implemented, right? So we have these tiles. If you want to use the outline you can use the outline as well. So the implementation is pretty easy. So if you look at this is all what we need. Take some props and then just render it. So let me show you how we're going to do it in the project. So if you look at how they require the pagination, you see that it's from different Material UI module. So you need to install at Material UI lab, and then we can get the pagination. So let's go ahead and then install this package. So let's go here, our terminal, and let's install. So let's shut down. Let's shut down. Not this one. This one. Let's shut down, and then let's install the package called yarn add at Material UI lab. Okay, so while it's installing, let's wait. Cool. So while it's installing, let's go ahead and then implement the logic. So I'm inside my project folder. So inside here, let's create one folder called pagination. So because this pagination is going to be used in all the pages, not only one page. So you need to create as a component. So here let's have one file called app pagination for now .js, and then let's scaffold our React projects using FCE, and we have my component. So let's require the pagination component. So import pagination from at Material UI lab. Okay, so here I want to apply my custom style, so I have to wrap everything inside my 2div like that, and then in here let's bring in that pagination. Cool. So after we got this, we need to ask ourselves, where do we want to render this component? So if we come here, so let me run my server again. Let me run the server, yarn start, and let's see where it's gonna be. Okay, so we want to render it on both pages, but for now we are working on the movies page, so we need to render it at the bottom here, right? So let's go to the component where we have movies, and then let's require that. So movies component here, and let's require the package app pagination. Like that. They have the auto import for me, and it's here. Okay, cool. So now below the movies one, wrap everything in a fragment, right? So that we can wrap the app pagination here like that. So because I want to see the pagination, let's comment this one for now, and then let's see what we have on the page. It says that does not contain pagination. I think the import is wrong. Okay, so let's go to our pagination. So we're gonna be /pagination. Sorry guys. Okay, cool. So let's refresh it, and there we go. I think it's not visible, right? Even though we have display, but it's not visible. So you need to add some style to that and pass in some props as well. So let's style this component. So let's make use of import, and then let's require make style for Material UI. Core is not lab this time around. Okay, and you need make style. Okay, so because we are doing this many times, I don't want to spend my time on the styling, so I'm gonna copy the styling here, and then you can pause the video and then type before you move on. So I'm going to put the style here. Okay, cool. So we have the use styles, and then we have the root, the position is fixed. I want to position everything at the bottom, okay, at the bottom of the page, and then here is the index, or should I type everything from scratch? Okay, so now let's apply the styling to the main. So here let's create an instance of this style. So here const classes is equal to use style. Okay, cool. And then let's apply it to the parent container called class name dot, we have the container, right? And then the children here, the another div, let's apply the class name dot root, right? So like I said, I don't want to spend my time on the CSS, so you can pause the video and type this CSS. Okay, all right, cool. So let's check it out. Now you see that we have something at the bottom here. Okay, cool. So you can change the color a little bit if you want to make it more visible. So let's change the color to say green, depending on how you want it. Okay, now you have it here. Okay, let's leave it as that. So now let's pass in some props that we may need. So here let's pass the variant of the style. Let's make it outline. Sorry, not search, but instead outline. All right, and let's check it out what we have. Okay, you see you have the outline of the pagination like that. And then let's also provide the count. The count means that how many pages do you want to render at a time, and it takes an integer, a value. For now, let's make it 10, and let's check it out. We have 10 pages here. If you make it 500 or 900, you see that we have 900 pages here, so you can navigate through these pages. Okay, cool. So now it's doing nothing, but let's apply. We want to push this one at the center here, all right, other than this. So let's add some custom style here, the inline styling here, and this time around styles, and then let's have the display as flex, right? And then justify content center, and just say justify content, make it what, center. And let's see, there we go, we have it. Okay, cool. So now the color is, you can change the color how you want it. All right, so if you make it yellow, I think yellow will be more okay. It's too okay. Let's maintain it for now. We can customize base how you want it. All right, so now the next thing is the actual logic. Here, as soon as we click on this one, we need to send this one to the API we are fetching. So for now, let's bring in back our component. So let's uncomment this for now. Let's uncomment this. Okay, and let's see, now we have it. So the logic is that if we click on any of this, so page number 4, we need to send this number to the API you're making the request to. And remember, if you come to movies, the API, if you look at the structure, it accepts a page number here. Cool. So because we are rendering the pagination inside this movie component, we can send the function to the pagination component. When you trigger, it can make changes to this component. So here, let's handle one more component. States here and say that page number. So use state. Okay, and for now, let's say page. And then by default, let's render page number 1. And then it's gonna be set page. Like that. So if you pass this time around, let's make this one dynamic. Instead of just passing one page, we can send. So here the value is going to be a dynamic value. So it's going to be page, right? Like so. So now let's check it out. If you look at the application, right? If you refresh the application, it fetches, but we have page 1. But if you change the value here to, let's say, page number 9, see that we have different content. Did we see? We have different content. So we need to find a way of sending this value to trigger this change. So let's also have set page, right? We have set page here. We need to pass, we need to pass this set page to our pagination component here. So set page is equal to the set page, right? So here inside the pagination here, if you click any value, we can receive the page number here. So let's also send the page number as well. So page is also equal to what? Page. So here in the pagination, we can receive both the set page and then the page itself. So instead of just providing a hard-coded value here, let's pass in the page. And anytime we click any function on this, we're gonna trigger and change this page because we are rendering this app pagination component inside movies, right? So lucky to us, on the pagination component, we have a prop called onChange, right? So onChange, we need to trigger this function and change the state, right? So here we pass what is called handle change, right? So let's create our function called handle change here. So const, let's say handle change, right? And this will not take anything. Okay, for now it can take a page number, right? Because we want to what? Okay, because we can get a page here. So here, as soon as we trigger, let's pass in the page, because when you click on the pagination, we want to trigger the page, get a value here, and then set the page inside what you call the movie component. So with this, and then as soon as I click, look at the final one, as soon as I click on this one, you see that I want to push this one up, right? If I don't provide a fix, I want to move to the maybe some position in the window, so I want to provide what is called window.scroll. But because I'm providing a fix, you don't see the effect. So window.scroll, meaning that I want to move up, so 0 in the y axis and then x axis to be 0 0. So here now let's pass this handle change to this onChange handler called handle change. Cool. And then for this handle change, we have access to the target called E here, and then E, and then I want to update my state, say e.target.text content, right? Text content. So with this, when anytime I trigger, the set page is not defined. Set page, where is called set page, this one. Set page is not defined. Where is it? Which component? On app pagination component, line number 25. Oh, sorry, I need to create this one inside the function, the component itself. Sorry, like that. So let me call this one handle change. All right, like that. So let's check it out now. When I click on this one, I want to see that it's removing everything from that. So let's see again. Okay, you need to provide more props to that, right? Because it's changing the value. It's because, remember, if you pass a value here, we need to render a certain page, but we are not, again, we are not telling the component to re-render again. So inside the movie app, you need to provide fetch movies, provide a page, right? So anytime page changes, we want to what? Trigger the call. So let's refresh it again, and then I save it. You see that it fetches, but what do you call it? Our update state here just making 1 1 1 1 1 like that. So I think we can provide a page number, right? So if you look at this here, what we are saying is that on the page you want to return a page number, right? But there is no way we are passing the number of what? Items, right, that you are getting. So you need to provide it as the value here. So for the count here, what do you call it? For the app pagination count, we say that if you can provide, so let's provide even a default value here. So let's call this one page is equal to 10. So let's provide 10 pages at a time, 10 items on a page. Okay, so with this, anytime I click on this, all right, so I think we can provide, so let's provide our own value. Let's say 10. I want 10 value at a time. All right, provide 10 value at a time. Yes, there we go. So at a time, let's return the number of pages. But if you want to know the total number of pages that we can get it here, we can still pass that. So inside the movies component here, we can also return a state, right? So let's copy one of this one and say page number, because we want to provide that. And let's call this one number of pages, and then set number of pages, because I want to. So by default is 0, right? By default, let's provide 10 by default. So cool. So anytime we make changes to, anytime we make requests to this endpoint, we want to return the number of pages that we have, right? So what we can do is that let's update the state called set number of pages, and we can get it from data results. This time around is underscore total pages like this. So we can now send number of pages to the component, right? So instead of this number, we can send what? Number or page number. And then we can pass what? Number of pages. Cool. So now we can receive this one from Pagination, right? So let's replace the page here with this page number, right? Cool. So now with that, we see that we have 500 pages at a time, right? So if you refresh for one page, we have 500. So if you click on this one, it changes. You see that we have number of pages being rendering. Cool. So I think everything is working perfectly like that. So what we can do is that we want to also show the loading, right? So anytime anytime the page number changes, we want to also show the loading, right? So I don't think we are displaying the loading here. Okay, we will implement loading, so we move on to next page. All right, so next video we are going to implement the genres here. We've got the final one. If you can also filter it like that as compared to what we have. All right, so see you in the next video.